The researcher profiles, you may find at the moment that what you've got is you've got your staff directory. So if we look at the staff directory, this is Julie's here. It's a little bit old-fashioned looking. It's the old branding. It's very difficult to maintain. There's a lot of work in it to maintain. We've got these links down the side. For example, if I go down to Julie's publications, we look here. These are selected publications until 2012, so it's quite out of date, this. And so it is, these are really difficult to maintain. And then let's have a look at Julie's new one, shall we? So this is Julie's new researcher profile. So see. So there's Julie at our beautiful Roseworthy campus by the looks of things, yeah. Oh, is it? Oh, it looks like Roseworthy to me. All right, so and we've got some connections here. So we've got the sort of LinkedIn, we've got the Google Scholar, we've got ORCID ID, we've got ResearchGate and so on. And then rather than having the links down the side, we've got these different tabs here. So we've got My Research, we've got Career, so then we can expand that, like the appointments and so on. We've got all of her publications. So if we open up her journals here, we can see there's actually some from 2015. Okay. So they're keeping up to date automatically. Grants and funding, so lots of information here about the grants and funding. Professional activities, so memberships, committee memberships, board memberships, all these sorts of things. And we've got her contact details there as well. Okay. So what do you think of that generally? Yeah, yeah, nice looking. You're looking forward to having one of these for yourselves? Excellent, good stuff. So this information is actually coming from 3 different places. And before I go any further, I will just let you know that you don't really need to take any notes today unless you'd like to. Everything that I'm going to tell you, I'm recording this session, so if you'd like to come back and watch it again, you can do. But there is also lots of really great information actually on the Aurora site. So if you go to the Aurora site, you'll find that we have here as a section on researcher profiles. So if we go into researcher profiles, from here you'll find that you've got support materials, and so you've got everything I'm going to show you. It's all in here. So lots of quick guides on how to do everything. So you don't necessarily need to take notes. You can just start at the Aurora homepage and you'll find your way there. Okay. All right, so back to Julie's profile here. You can see that I've got all of these different tabs. So where is this information coming from? The information in your research profile essentially comes from 3 places. Okay? It comes directly from Aurora. You manually enter it into research profiles, so you can actually enter it directly into your research profile. And the 3rd place is from the staff phone book. Okay, so the 3 places. You can fill in a form, and I'll show you how to do that. Yeah, if it's not right, you can just let me just show you while I'm on the contact tab. Oh, hang on. If I go actually to my Elizabeth Blackburn, you see here I'm on the contact tab. Look, Elizabeth's phone number is missing. So when I hit the edit button here, it actually takes me into the amendments form. I guess you've not even got to go and find the amendments form. You'll find it directly from your profile. So just nipping back here, let's just see where this information is coming from. So I said it's coming from these different places. So the photo, this bits of information, the external profiles connect with me, this overview here, all of that comes directly from your Aurora profile. Okay, so that's coming from Aurora. My research, that you add in to your research profile. Okay, so you add that into your research profile. You can just copy and paste. I'm sure you've got that information somewhere, so it'll either be in your staff directory, it might be in your CV, something like that. You can copy and paste that directly. We've got the career here. That's coming from Aurora, and I'll show you where in Aurora that comes from. Publications, can you guess where that comes from? You're all nodding, so I presume that you're all going to say Aurora. Yeah. Grants and funding, that you do directly in your research profile. Professional activities, that again is coming from Aurora. And the contact, where does that come from? Yes, excellent stuff. Great. So how much time and effort you want to put into your research profile is up to you. Remember, this is your public-facing website, if you like. So if other institutions or people from industry or the media or your colleagues want to connect with you, potential students, anybody who wants to connect with you, this is your public-facing profile. A lot of that stuff is coming directly from Aurora. A lot of it, as I was saying, you can just copy and paste from your existing CV or staff directory. How much time and effort you want to put into doing things like making your grants and funding look all fancy and putting in absolutely everything or just putting in your favorite things is completely and utterly up to you. But get it started and you can always add to it later. Okay? You may want to just put an hour in your diary just to get it going. Make it public. Don't worry, it's not public unless you decide to make it public. So while you're working on it, people can't see your workings. Don't worry, you decide when it gets made public. But you may also want to say, put an appointment in your diary once a quarter so you can come in and maybe update your grants and fundings or something like that. Okay. All right, so let's go in, and I'm going to be using Elizabeth Blackburn today. Now, as we can see, when I come down, anything that I need to fill in into research profiles is blank. But where we've got information that comes from Aurora, that has already been filled in. Now, if you haven't filled in this information in Aurora, those tabs will not appear. You do need to, it's an overnight process as well. So once you've done the updates in Aurora, it goes overnight and then it will update in your research profile. So do it today, it'll appear in your research profile tomorrow. Okay. All right. So if I come in here, you'll see that there I've got my picture, I've got my information here. And that's coming from Aurora. So what do you think is going to happen when I hit the edit button?
Go to Aurora.
Yeah, it's going to, if I click on that, oh, it's just being a little bit slow this month. It's having a think. But it is going to take me to my login for Aurora. Oh, I tested that earlier this morning. Let's just try hitting that edit button there. Oh, don't you love it when a plan comes together? All right, but here we go. Yay! So there we go. It's going to take you into your login for Aurora, where you log in as usual. I've already logged into Aurora. So if I go to the profile, oh, just obviously that must have timed out. Oh, there we go. Let me impersonate another user, and let's just do, whoops. Can never type when people are watching. Here we go. All right. So if I come in here to my profile, okay, we can see here we've got this overview, that Nobel laureate and Professor of Biology and Physiology. If we come over to here, it's a Nobel laureate and Professor of Biology and Physiology, so it's coming directly from Aurora. So in Aurora, if I click on my update profile, that then allows me to do things like add an additional email address. This is how I come and manage my photo and so on. And I've got down here as well, you'll find that I have got my web addresses. So these web addresses are what give me my LinkedIn and my ResearchGate and my Google Scholar and so on. Okay. So the photo comes from there and this profile information there comes from there too. Okay. When I look at my research, there's nothing there. And that's because, as I say, this is something you manually add. So if I want to manually add something, what button do you think I press? We've got the smart people in the room today, don't we? Yeah, I hit on the edit button. So from here, you see I've just got a little box where I can put stuff in. Let me just go over, because you've probably got information about your research, haven't you? So if I go over to Julie's original, let's go to my research interests. So I can just grab this information here. It's just going to let me grab that. I can just hit Control-C to copy. I can come over here and I can just Control-V and paste that in. Okay. And you see how it's kept? Yeah, so it's kept all of those bullet points and so on. You see that she's got different levels of bullet points, so it's maintained that as well. So it's simple as that. One thing to show you here is you can do things like you can add pictures, you can add little videos. So if you want to add a little video of you giving a speech somewhere or something like that, you can do. What we can also do is we've got here Research Centre for let's say that has a website that you want to link to. Got a little link button here. Let's click that and you can add in a hyperlink as well. I would advise you to have that always open in a new window. so that they still, if someone's looking at it, they still get your research profile is still open in that tab. Okay. So once I've done that, I've got my research. Look, you can also see as I scroll down this page, these other bits that you can add in here. So things like your grants and funding, your teaching, your supervision, and so on. But for now, I just want to do that. What button do you think I press to make that work? Yup. And now if you see, it's gone directly into my research. Okay. So if I go into career, where does this information come from? Aurora. So if I hit edit, what was going to happen?
Same thing.
Yep, it's going to take me to Aurora. So from where this is coming from in Aurora is, if I just go into my navigation, I go into elements, professional activities. So in your professional activities, when you add them in, you'll notice here you've got all these different sorts. So stuff from your professional activities actually goes to 2 different tabs in your research profiles. Okay? So depending on the type of professional activity, it goes to one or the other. Okay? And so from here, when I've added these things in, it comes into career and it also comes into professional activities. Okay? Where do publications come from? Yes. Yep, exactly. They're all coming from Aurora. I'm not going to go through now how you manage your publications in Aurora. People here have been to Aurora training? Yeah, we've got a couple. We do have some Aurora training coming up, so feel free to book into that. We've got it specifically to go around this research profiles as well. I'll talk more about that at the end of the session. Okay. Then when we come to grants and funding, oh, it's blank. What does that mean? It wasn't in Aurora, that's right. So sorry, oh, I was hinting there. What do I press? Yeah, I hit the edit button. And from here, let me just show you if I've got a Word document. And so I've got a Word document here with some grants and funding. So I can just take this stuff and I can again just copy and go back here. And I can just paste that in. And there we go, that's pasted that in there as well. Yes and no. So yes, it will do, but it will strip out all the formatting. Now, you may have noticed that, that Julie's beautiful one has got a table here. That's HTML. So if you know how to code in HTML, you can use HTML in here. You just have to use the source. Anyone who goes, oh, I don't know what that means, don't worry. Just ignore it. You don't have to know about it. But if you do know how to edit HTML, there is the opportunity for you to do that. Yeah, Julie's table is available. Is that what you're going to say, Jess?
I was just going to say, if anyone wants help with that, all they need to do is contact Jess and say, I need some help with this, and someone will help you. They'll set it up for you or something like that. So please get in contact with them and say, I need some help with the table.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you'd like help, do get in touch. You can. Julie got some help, perhaps, got a little bit of assistance with that. And the project team are considering as well making the code available so that you can just download the code that they used for Julie's and then you could use that yourself. It's just one of those things that you don't have to. If the idea of doing stuff with HTML frightens you, don't worry, you don't have to. But do contact the project team and they were willing to help you as well. This is, I'm going to say that this is Mark 1. So this is, we've just moved, this is in Drupal this is being done in, and this is Drupal 8 that we're using here. So who's to say that that won't come in the future? I'm looking at Wes, he's completely ignoring me though, so yes. Right. Oh, no, no. Magically.
looks like a table next door to the video.
Yeah,
That
so you
is
can,
not a table bar.
you can insert a table that way as well.
That way as well.
Yes, yeah. So there are different ways. So you feel free to experiment how you would like with this. And as I say, the Aurora team are there to help you out as well. Okay. All right. And if I just scroll down to the bottom of that and hit save, then that's going to be in there too. Okay. All right. So then we've also got the teaching, and where does that come from? Yeah, you just pop that in yourself, and supervision is the same. Professional activities we've already had a look at. That comes from those professional activities in Aurora. And contact we've already done. So that's pretty much everything that you need to know about doing your research profile, really. So I hope you'll agree that it's fairly straightforward, fairly easy system to use. The fact that that information is coming directly from Aurora, so you don't have to maintain your publications manually, is going to be, I think, it's going to be a real boon for you. So how do you actually get there? When you go to the researchers.adelaide.edu.au, okay, it will come in here, and this is the public site. So this is where anybody can come in and they can search for particular researchers, anyone who's made their profile public. When you get to there, you'll notice, can you see how Julie's is saying /profile/Julie.Owens? So yours will be /profile/first name dot last name. So once you're here, you can just type that in the top here. It will then ask you to log in. Okay? If your profile isn't yet public, it will ask you to log in. And you just use your usual A number, use your usual details to log into that. Okay? Once you've done this as well, I would suggest that you go back to your staff directory and just amend that too, because remember, a lot of that information is going to be out of date. So I just want to show you Seth Westra's one, because he's done his researcher profile and he's updated his staff profile, so it no longer has things like his publications in it. All he's got there is a short biography, and then for more information, visit his researcher profile page. Now there is a link there to the researcher profile page, but he's just called it out just to make it nice and obvious. And then he's just added in his little expertise for media contact. Okay. So I would suggest as well that you went back and just edited your staff directory. Okay.
That was one of my, is it okay to ask questions?
Yeah, of course it is.
One of my questions was, does the new profile have the ability to add expertise for media contacts and as a tab?
So we aren't able to add in your own tabs at the moment, but again, I will throw that to the project team. So if somebody wants to put in their media expertise.
Media expertise information for the moment will stay as it currently is in the staff directory, but the new profiles do have the ability to add keywords. So Aurora allows you to add keywords, which will then flow through onto your researcher profile.
Yeah.
And the other one was, are you able to add things like Twitter?
Yes. Yeah. So for the Twitter links, that's when I go scroll down here, that's these. Sorry, it is in here, isn't it? Yeah. The websites here, so you can add in things like, so there we've got the LinkedIn and so on. So when you come in here, that's how that's from there. So anything like that, if you've got a YouTube channel, anything you want to add in, you just add it into the web links in the in Aurora. Okay.
Following on from that question, the thought in my mind was, well, why wouldn't I just empty out my staff directory as much as I could and just point everything to the researcher profile?
Yeah, absolutely. And for now, if somebody goes onto our website, they will get directed to your staff directory rather than your researcher profile. So you just need to be aware of that. In the future, that might transition, she says, looking at the back of the room. I'm getting nodding, yeah.
I guess, if you Googled yourself, like your Google rankings for the staff directory would probably be quite high in Google rankings because of the volume of hits you've had in the past. So as your new researcher profile gets more and more visits, that should start to take over in Google rankings. So
Yeah.
the best thing for now is to still have your staff directory there with, I guess, your contact details specifically, and then a link to your researcher profile, just in case someone Googles you and your page comes up still. That's what I recommend.
Is there any thought about speeding that process up so that it will be the number one ranked hit?
Yeah, we're marketing and communication on
So with the additional training and supports, I've shown you those Aurora pages there. We are also offering additional training. So here you've come to the demo. What you can do when you go back from here is make sure your Aurora is set up, make sure that you've added in information to your profile in Aurora. If you'd like to, we are offering hands-on Aurora sessions as well. So if you'd like to, you can come along to those. We're actually going to slightly restructure it. So the first 30, it's a 90-minute session. The first 30 minutes we'll be concentrating on your profile information that comes through to your research profile. And then we'll look at publications. And then we'll look at how you add things manually, publications manually into Aurora. That will be a hands-on session, and you will be working in your live Aurora page as well, so that you're working in real. You won't be working in a training environment, you'll be working in the real environment, so feel free to bring things along. You may not have the opportunity to completely fill everything in that session, but it is that opportunity for you to get started. Once you've done that, as long as you've been 24 hours, you can then come along to our researcher profile hands-on training, which will not be me standing at the front telling you things. It'll be much more, you just come along, bring your CV, bring your staff directory, bring anything else that you've got, and we'll just be there to support you transitioning that information from whatever document, whatever format it's in, into your research profile. And that's another 90-minute session as well. So feel free to sign up for any of those. Okay. Other than that, any more questions? To see if we've got anything to add from the back there. Oh, yes?
This might be a bit off topic, but if you're a visiting research fellow, is your profile updated in Aurora?
Yes.
All the title holders have accounts automatically through the HR information, so they will have accounts.
As long as you've got that, you should be fine.
Absolutely. So they can maintain. We collect publication data for title holders across the university, so they've got Aurora accounts, and if they had a photo and bio, they can have a research profile as well.
Do emails need to be direct hot links? Can you just put, like first name, a space, then maybe in brackets @
So to stop you getting spam?
Spam bots are sort of like random to university.
Because that information comes directly from the staff directory, I'm not sure. I'm looking again at the back there.
So I think on the front page we've included the email link as an icon there, I think to hopefully mitigate that in some way. You're talking about them going to the contact page and then stripping out email addresses to bulk email you.
Yeah, because it's
to not have an email address, but then obviously people wouldn't be able to contact you if they wanted to.
Well, it's not about not having one, it's about does it have to be an active link that a bot can just harvest, and then you get incredible amounts of spam at Adelaide Uni.
I didn't myself,
And loads of universities don't require you to have a hot link address to mitigate the bots. Is that worth?
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
frankly, I think it would be worth considering.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take that offline and see what we can do about that. So what you're saying is remove the hyperlink and just have the actual text there.
Yeah.
Or put
Yeah.
a link to say click on the
Yeah.
letter icon,
Yeah.
logo icon.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
That would be nice.
Any other questions or comments? Well, in that case, thank you very much for coming, and hopefully I'll see some of you at Aurora on Research Profiles hands-on training.